the general we are going at the beginning of the semester, and I wish that all of you remember and know how to solve it. Let us start the general revision. First, choose the correct answer from between brackets. Cosine x plus 15 equals half, where x plus 15 is the measure of an acute angle. Then sine 75 minus x equals what? Is it half or root 3 over 2 or 1 over root 2 or 1? First of all, we are going to start by the given, which is cosine x plus 15 equals half. Can you find the value of the angle, which is x plus 15? Of course, yes. How? By using your calculators and pressing shift cosine half. Then you are going to obtain that x plus 15 equals 60. And here we can say that x equals 60 minus 15 to obtain a result as 45 degrees. Then the value of x is 45 degrees. Then I want you to find what? Sine 75 minus x. So it is 75 minus 45. Then it will be sine 30 degrees, which gives a value as half. So we are going to choose the first choice, which is half. Another example, the distance between the 2 points 6 and 0 and 0 and 8 equals what? Is it 12 or 10 or 8 or 6? First of all, we are going to find the distance between the 2 points. So distance between the 2 points equal square root x2 minus x1 to the power of 2 plus y2 minus y1 to the power of 2. By substituting, it is square root 6 minus 0 to the power of 2 plus 0 minus 8 to the power of 2. So it is root 100, which gives a result as 10 units. So here we are going to choose the second choice, which is 10. Another example, if C is the midpoint of AB, where A, 2 and 5, B, -2 and -3, and C, x and y, then x plus y equals what? Is it 0 or 1 or 2 or 3? As C is the midpoint of AB, so we can say that C, which is x and y, equals 2 plus -2 over 2 and 5 plus -3 over 2, which is going to be 0 and 1. So the x coordinate will be 0 and the y coordinate will be 1. Then what about x plus y? It is 0 plus 1, give a result as 1, which is going to be the second choice. Another example, if AB is parallel to the x-axis, where A, 5 and -4, B, -2 and y, then y equals what? Is it 5 or 0 or -2 or -4? First of all, as AB is parallel to the x-axis, it means that the slope of the straight line AB will be 0. Then the slope will be y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And by substituting, it is y minus -4 over -2 minus 5, which equals to 0. In other words, we can say that if the slope of the straight line AB is parallel to the x-axis, then this slope is going to be, that's correct, 0, or y1 equals y2. So y1 equals y2 equals -4. And this is going to be the fourth choice. Another example, equation of the straight line whose slope is -2 and passes through the origin is what? Is it 2x equals y, or x equals 2y, or y equals -2x, or x equal -2y? First of all, you know that the equation of the straight line is y equals mx plus c. What about the slope? It is -2. So we can substitute for m as -2. So it is y equals -2x plus c. And as this straight line passes through the origin, so it passes through the point 0 and 0. So substitute for x equals 0 and y equals 0. Then you are going to find that 0 equals -2 times 0 plus c to obtain a result for the value of c as 0. And in this case, the equation of the straight line will be y equals -2x, which is going to be the third choice. Another example, without using calculators, find the value of cosine 60 sine 30 minus sine 60 tan 60 plus cosine square 30. First of all, to find the value of such a problem without using calculators, you must first draw the two triangles, which are, you have the first triangle is isosceles triangle. Measure of one of its angles is 90, and the other two angles, each of them equals 45 degrees. So it is an isosceles triangle with two equal sides. The ratio between them is 1:1, and the ratio between the hypotenuse and these other two sides is √2:1. So you are going to draw such a triangle. What about the 30-60 triangle? It is right angle triangle in which there are two angles. One of them is of measure 30 and the other is 60. What about cosine 60? Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. So what about the cosine 60? It is 1/2 multiplied by sine 30. Sine 30, what about the rule of the sine? It is opposite over hypotenuse. What about the opposite of the 30 degrees? It is 1 over, what about hypotenuse? 2. So half times half minus sine 60. What about sine? Opposite over hypotenuse. What about sine 60? It is opposite, which is √3 over hypotenuse 2. So it is minus √3/2 multiplied by, what about tan 60? Yes, tan equals opposite over adjacent. So what about the opposite of the 60 degrees? It is √3, and the adjacent, it is 1. So multiplied by √3/1 plus cosine 30. Then what about cosine 30? It is adjacent over hypotenuse. What about adjacent to the 30? It is √3. Hypotenuse is 2. So it is plus √3/2 all to the power of 2, as it is cosine square 30. Then half multiplied half gives quarter minus √3 times √3 gives 3 over 2 multiply 1 equals 2 plus √3 power 2 gives 3, 2 power 2 gives 4, so it is plus 3/4. finally to obtain a result as negative half. Passing through the points 1 and 4 and 3 and 7 is parallel to the straight line whose equation is 2y minus 3x plus 7 equals 0. To prove that two straight lines are parallel, then you have to prove that their slopes are equal. So at the very beginning, you must find the slope of each of these two straight lines. Then the slope of the straight line passing through the 2 points will be denoted by m1. So it is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Then it is 7 minus 4 over 3 minus 1 to obtain a result as 3 over 2. What about the slope of the other line? The slope of the other line, 2y minus 3x plus 7 equals 0, is denoted by m2. Then m2 equals negative a over b. It means negative coefficient of x over coefficient of y. So it is negative 3 over 2, which gives a result as 3 over 2. Then you are going to notice that m1 equals m2. Then as the slopes are equal, then the two straight lines are parallel. Let us have another example. Prove that the points A, negative 1 and 3, B, 5 and 1, C, 6 and 4, and D, 0 and 6 are vertices of rectangle. Then find its area. First of all, to prove that the figure is a rectangle, you can find the length of its 4 sides. And if each two opposite sides are equal in length, then the figure is parallelogram, and try to find a modification to prove that it is a rectangle. Then we have to find the length of AB at the very beginning. AB equals square root x2 minus x1 all to the power of 2 plus y2 minus y1 all to the power of 2. By substituting, it is square root 5 minus negative 1 all to the power of 2 plus 1 minus 3 all to the power of 2 to obtain a result as 2 square root 10 units. What about the length of the opposite side, which is CD? Then CD equals square root x2 minus x1 to the power of 2 plus y2 minus y1 to the power of 2. And by substituting, it is square root 6 minus 0 to the power of 2 plus 4 minus 6 to the power of 2 to obtain a result as 2 root 10 units. In this case, you are going to notice that AB equal CD, and this is going to be denoted by number 1. Try to find the length of the other two sides, which are BC and AD. Let us first start by BC. So BC equals square root x2 minus x1 to the power of 2 plus y2 minus y1 to the power of 2. And by substituting, it is square root 6 minus 5 to the power of 2 plus 4 minus 1 to the power of 2 to obtain a result as root 10 units. What about the length of AD? By the same way, it is square root x2 minus x1 power 2 plus y2 minus y1 power 2. By substituting, it is square root negative 1 minus 0 to the power of 2 plus 3 minus 6 to the power of 2 to obtain a result as square root 10 units. Then BC equals AD, and this is going to be number 2. From 1 and 2, you are going to find that ABCD is a parallelogram. Now, to try to find a modification to change this parallelogram to be a rectangle, you can prove that two adjacent sides are perpendicular to each other. Then we are going to find the slope of AB first. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. By substituting, it is 1 minus 3 over 5 minus negative 1 to obtain a result as negative 1 over 3. Then M2 will be the slope of BC. By the same way, it is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And by substituting, it is 4 minus 1 over 6 minus 5 to obtain a result as 3. Then you are going to notice that when multiplying M1 by M2, so negative 1 over 3 times 3 gives negative 1. As the product of the slopes of the two straight lines equal negative 1, in this case we can say that AB is perpendicular on BC. It is a parallelogram and two adjacent sides are perpendicular to each other, so we can say that the figure ABCD is a rectangle. Find its area. What about the area of the rectangle? The area of a rectangle equals length times width. So area of the rectangle equals L times W. Length, it is the length of AB, for example, which is 2 root 10. Width will going to be BC, its length is root 10. So the area is 2 root 10 times root 10 to obtain a result as 20 squared units, which is the area of the rectangle. Another example, if AB is diameter in the circle M, where A 4 and negative 1, B negative 2 and 7, find coordinates of the point M and then find its circumference. First of all, as AB is diameter of the circle, then M is the center of the circle, so we can say that M is the midpoint of AB. In this case, we can find the coordinates of the point M. So as it is the midpoint, then M is x1 plus x2 over 2 and y1 plus y2 over 2. By substituting, it is 4 plus negative 2 over 2, negative 1 plus 7 over 2, to obtain a result as 1 and 3. So the midpoint of AB, which is the center of the circle, will be 1 and 3. To find the circumference, you must find first the length of the radius of the circle. So we can find the length of MA. MA equals the radius equals square root x2 minus x1 power 2 plus y2 minus y1 power 2. So it is a square root 4 minus 1 power 2 plus negative 1 minus 3 power 2 to obtain a result as 5 units. So the radius of the circle is 5 units. Can you now find the circumference of the circle? What about the rule of the circumference of the circle? It is 2 pi r. By substituting, it is 2 times pi times the radius, which is 5, to obtain a result as 10 pi units. Another example, find equation of the straight line passing through the point 1 and 2 and parallel to the straight line 2x plus 3y minus 6 equals 0. First of all, we must find the slope of the straight line. Then as the straight line is 2x plus 3y minus 6 equals 0, then the slope of the straight line will be negative a over b, which is negative 2 over 3. And as the equation of the straight line is y equals mx plus c, so substitute for the value of the slope by negative 2 over 3. Then it is y equals negative 2 over 3x plus c. as the straight line passes through the point 1 and 2. So we are going to substitute by 1 and 2. Then instead of y, we are going to write 2 equals negative 2 over 3 multiplied by x, which is 1, plus c. Then the value of c will be 8 over 3. So we can say that the equation of the straight line y equals negative 2 over 3x plus 8 over 3. Let us have another example. In the figure opposite, ABCD is a quadrilateral in which measure angle A equal measure angle BDC equal 90 degrees. AD is parallel to BC and AD equals 6 centimeters and AB equals 8 centimeters. And I want you to find the length of DC. Find length of DC. First of all, when you look to such a problem, you are going to notice that the triangle ABD is right angle triangle at A. So we can say that in triangle ABD, measure angle A equal 90 degrees. So we can use Pythagoras theorem to find the length of BD. So BD to the power of 2 equals AB to the power of 2 plus AD to the power of 2. Then it is BD power 2 equals 8 to the power of 2 plus 6 to the power of 2 gives 100. Then by taking square root for both sides of the equation, this means that BD will be square root 100 equals 10 centimeters. Then as AD is parallel to BC, you are going to notice that measure angle ADB equal measure angle DBC as they are alternate angles. As the two angles equal, then tan angle ADB equal tan angle DBC. Try to find tan angle ADB and tan angle DBC. They are AB over AD equals DC over BD. By substituting for the values of AB, AD, and BD, so 8 over 6 equals DC over 10. And by making cross multiplication, so DC equals 8 times 10 over 6 to obtain a result as 13 and 1 over 3 centimeters. Find the measure of the positive angle which is made by the straight line whose equation is 3x minus 3y plus 5 equals 0 with the positive direction of the x-axis. First of all, to find the measure of the angle, you can find the slope of the straight line. And you know that the slope is tan theta. In this case, we can find the measure of the positive angle. So let us start first find the slope of the straight line. M equals the slope of the straight line, 3x minus 3y plus 5 equals 0. What about the rule of the slope? It is negative a over b. Negative coefficient of x over coefficient of y. So it is negative 3 over negative 3 to obtain a result as 1. Then what about the slope of the angle? It is tan theta. So M equals tan theta. Then tan theta equals what? 1. How can you find the value of theta? By using your calculators and pressing shift tan 1 equal, you are going to obtain a result as theta equals 45 degrees. Then, how can you find the equation of the straight line given its slope and the length of the intercepted part of the y-axis? First of all, to find the equation, you are going to use the rule which we have taken, y equals mx plus c. Then let us have some examples. Find the equation of the straight line whose slope is negative 3 over 4 and intercepts from the positive direction of the y-axis a part of length 3 units. Now, all of you know that the equation of the straight line, its rule is y equals mx plus c. Then, by substituting for the value of m, which is the slope of the straight line, and for c, which is the y-intercept. So you are going to find that y equals, instead of the slope, it is equal to negative 3 over 4x. Plus, what about the y-intercept? It is 3 units. So y equals negative 3 over 4x plus 3. By the end of this example, we have reached the end of our lesson today. I wish that I covered all the syllabus and wish that all of you understood the lesson. Thank you for good listening, and bye-bye.